Hi guys, welcome back to another thought-provoking video by Peeling the Onion. We are going to talk about a very interesting topic today, but before we start, I want to thank you for giving itna sara love to my last video, which was about 5 things you can do to let go people easily. If you haven't watched that video yet, I recommend you to first go and watch that one because this topic is going to be a little trickier than that. This is a mistake that we all make. We are all guilty of making this mistake. It is about crossing the Lakshman Rekha between asking help to being dependent on somebody. So what are those things that you can take care of? How can you stop yourself from crossing that Lakshman Rekha? We are going to talk about that today. Okay, so 5 things that you must take care to make sure you don't do that mistake again. Number 1. Take suggestions and not approvals. This might sound really small, but it becomes extremely important when you do it every time. If you do not take only suggestions and if you end up taking approvals all the time, you'll stop applying your own mind and you'll stop having your own identity involved into the process, and you will ultimately only depend on approvals. So I highly recommend that you only take suggestions but do what you think is right. Get into it, apply your mind, and then make a decision. Point number 2. If you're confused about something, you must first come to a solution, find a solution yourself, come to a conclusion yourself, and then discuss it with somebody rather than again being fully dependent on that person to take care of your problems or to solve your problems. That isn't going to work, and you will definitely cross the Lakshman Rekha there. Third, which I feel is the most important point, I think we all make this mistake. We lie to ourselves way too much. I think first of all, what we need to do is be honest to ourselves. If you think you are crossing that line, you must be. If you have a gut feeling that you're doing something wrong, I'm sure you are. So first of all, make sure that you don't lie to yourself. If that one day you had to live without that person was so uncomfortable, you were so helpless, you felt weird, accept it and make sure that you correct your actions. Fourth, hypothetically, if you had to let go of that person or replace that person, would you be able to do it without creating a whole mess out of yourself? Ask that question. Once you are sure of the third point that you're not lying to yourself, you would be able to answer this question pretty well. And if the answer is that no, I cannot let that person go without making a full mess out of myself, then you need to rethink. You might be crossing the Lakshman Rekha. Fifth, very difficult but the most important. Has that person turned from strength to your weakness? We keep saying to our loved ones that they are our strength, but has that person changed from your strength to your weakness? Is that the person why you're not able to work, not able to make decisions? If that person is not around, is it really disturbing you that you can't even, make decisions for yourself? That might be an indication that you've crossed the Lakshman Rekha. You're too dependent on that person, and now from becoming your strength, that person has become your weakness. You need to be aware. Now that you know how to distinguish between the two, you also need to know what to do if you've already ticked the 5 boxes or you've ticked 2 or 3 out of the 5. First thing, make conscious efforts to get out of it. Second thing, plan your day, your schedule in advance so that there are lesser things that you need to worry about or take advice for. Third thing, if you land into trouble, make sure you make a conscious effort to not think about that person first thing. Try to find a solution for your own self. Fourth, believe that you are enough. You do not need another person to save you, to save the day. You are enough in yourself. You only need help, guidance, love, support from other people. But you don't need to be dependent on someone. Once you realize that, I think all the other points are already done. So this was about today's video. If you have any more questions, if you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, please do that. Do not forget to like, share the video. That is the only way I get to know that you're liking the content and you want to see more. So please let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Any questions, I'm open for those. Bye-bye.